Hello everyone! Welcome back to Board Games with me, Evil Dr. Ganymede. Yeah, I had a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning there, but we're good now. Getting straight to it, last week I played solo Doomsday Machine scenario from the base game of Space Empires. Here we are. That went disastrously. I got completely crushed. I did manage to blow up one Doomsday Machine, but it was kind of with an asterisk next to it because I forgot about its defense ratings. And the second one just annihilated me after that, so that didn't go too well. But apparently it is still, even though it says normal difficulty, it's still actually quite hard. I don't feel too bad about that. But today, I thought that I would start on a Monday, just to get some more Twitch streams done for all the stats for building up to affiliates, etc. I figured that I would use today to get started on a playthrough of the Replicators scenario. So this is from the expansion, the second expansion. This is actually, you see on the side, it says expansion number 2. This is essentially they're like the Borg, or well, I mean, maybe more accurately, they're probably more like the replicators in Stargate, from Stargate SG-1, and they are machine things, von Neumann machines. They go around, absorbing everything and so on. So they're, that kind of thing. And they sound interesting. I haven't actually played anything with them before, so this is going to be a bit of a learning experience. I have looked through the rules, and I think I've sort of figured out how they work, but I've got the double thing of not having played with them as a faction, and also now playing against them as a solo thing. So I'm having to get my head around both sets of, how they normally play and how they play in the solitaire. But we'll give it a go. I don't know how well this is going to go, but we'll see what happens. This time I'm playing the Yellow Empire, because the red one was pretty much decimated last time by the Doomsday Machines, and still is pottering around. The survivors are pottering around the ruins. But Yellow hasn't had a bad break so far, but they're probably about to get one. This is sort of designed to kind of follow on from the first expansion, Close Encounters, which I don't actually have yet, but is literally on its way to me. I think it should arrive maybe at the end of the week. I might have it by Friday, I don't know, but if not the end of the week, then early next week it'll arrive. It's en route from Los Angeles last time I saw, and that has a whole bunch of other stuff in it that is way more little modules of things that you can add to the game, like experience levels and boarding ships and ground troops to attack colonies and flagships and all sorts of other crazy stuff. This expansion is mostly about the replicators, though. It does have a few extra things, but it does kind of assume that I think it sort of assumes that you're carrying on from Close Encounters. So, and since I don't have that, there's a few things I'm having to do like stand-ins for. One of which is this little thing. So this is a new ship. It's a BV. I don't exactly know what a BV is. I think it's some kind of upgraded carrier. See if that's any better. I can't reach over here. There. It's some kind of upgraded carrier that is introduced in Replicators, but this is actually a stand-in for the flagship. And I'm going to use the stats on here because they're close enough to what the flagship stats are. But it's a one-off ship that you can start off with now. And it's a pretty beefy one. It's like a sort of almost dreadnought level or battle cruiser, no, or battleship kind of level ship. It's got a tactics of B, attack of 5, defense 1, and it's 3 hull, so it's quite chunky. That's going to be my stand-in for the flagship that I start off with. And I'm going to be playing this scenario on the easy mode because I'm not going to try normal on this one because I have no idea how it's going to go, and I want a little bit of a chance this time. So that means I get an extra couple of ships. Replicators do not start with extra ships. The non-replicator player starts the game with 2 extra colony ships, so that's why I've got this big pile of 5 colony ships. You can see, like, if you looked at the previous videos, the designs on the ships are quite different for each coloured faction, even though they're functionally the same. So, like this one's got this great big. I don't actually know what it is, a sort of cylindrical hull thing on the back of it, but that's a colony ship, and we got 5 of them. We start off with the usual 4 shipyards, 1 miner, and 3 scouts, but we also have the flagship. The replicators over there are in purple. They start off, they're very different to the normal player empire, so I'll try and sort of explain how they work as we go along. They start off with a flagship, which amusingly is this. It's called the C-64, and they're a it's a similar kind of niche, except their stats I think are variable. Have to see how they work. Replicated flagship starts off with B11. And it's got 3 hull and tactics 1 and move 1. Let's say actually it's starting off with move 2 because that's the solo scenario starting tech. But as they encounter enemy ships, they actually get better, which is kind of terrifying. Yeah, so they're going to be quite interesting. They could potentially get up to B15-4x3, which in English means tactics B, which it already has, attack 15, which is obscene, defense 4, and 3 hull. So that's how bad they can get if they're just left to gather as much research and so on as they can to enhance their ships. Hopefully they're not going to get that bad, but we'll see. The thing about flagships as well is that they are unique. So if either my one or the replicator one gets destroyed, that's it, it's gone. They're not going to get another one. You can't build another one. You can build probably a ship that's equivalent to it, like, I mean, if I built a dreadnought or something, then or a battleship, I probably wouldn't be too different to that, but they the flagships themselves are unique. Another thing that's different here, obviously the map. Now we're doing a sort of more classic kind of two-player map. This is a medium map. So I've got 3 rows of home system hexes. We've got 4 rows of deep space hexes, which are where all the dangers and black holes and horrible things lurk. And then there's 3 hexes of replicator up the top there. Now this is going to be a bit harder to do than the solo Doomsday Machine scenario from last week, because it's basically I'm going to be playing both of the factions, and the replicators have their own rules for doing things, so they've got their own kind of logic for stuff. Like initially they're going to be sending out all their little ships here, which are currently type 0s. Their ships are numbered. This is a 0, and they are kind of equivalent to scouts. They're actually not as good. They're E tactics, attack 2, and defense 0, and they're 1 hull, whereas my scouts are 3 attack. But they've got 5 of them. And as they go around, they're gonna, they're basically just gonna spread around through their home system and explore stuff. And then when they get to when they've explored all their home system, they're gonna do something a bit weird, and these new exploration ships are gonna pop up. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Now the other weird thing about the replicators is this is my sheet, my worksheet here, which you would have seen before. This is the one that comes with the replicators box, and it's mostly the same. It's got some extra technologies down here that most of which we're not really going to use. Like all of this stuff is we're not using, but advanced construction I'm not. I wasn't going to use it, but I mean I might as well. Yeah, I might use it maybe, but I have to dig out the counters if I do. But anti-replicator is definitely on the cards. You basically use that to sterilize planets that have been colonized by the replicators, and they're because otherwise their colonies actually come back. They're very persistent. Like if you bomb their colonies into oblivion, they'll just sort of slowly start off again from level 1, unless you have anti-replicator tech. Another thing that we don't have from Close Encounters is transports, which need to be equipped with that. So I'm just going to say that I'm just going to equip scouts with that instead, because they cost the same as transports. What else then? Yeah, we're not going to be using the ground combat rules or any of the other Close Encounters rules, really. I will use, or I'll have the option to use MS pipelines, although I didn't use that last time. But in case I want that, then I'll do that. I'll have that as an option. Otherwise, everything's going to be basically the same as last time. There is theoretically a Titan option, but I'm not going to use that. That's going to be the giant Death Star type ships, but I don't know the rules for those yet. Now, that was the replicator sheet, the normal sheet. This is a replicator sheet, and it's quite different, as you can see. Lot simpler in some ways. They don't buy technology or anything. Instead, they have these things called research points that they basically gather from things that they encounter, and you sort of tick them off up here. So if they run into like a scout or a destroyer or a flagship or whatever, you tick the relevant box. As they do that, they get research points, and the more research points they get, the more they are able to, they're more able to build the bigger ships. And that's interesting as well, because their ships are basically generic until they need to make them into something else. So it's like, instead of the numbers are here, like representing, like, this is going to be 6 Type 2 ships or 6 cruisers or whatever. Instead of that, it's 6 hulls. And when they get into a combat, they basically decide, right, what ships am I going to be out of those 6 hulls? And they can go, right, we're going to be 3 cruisers now, or 3 cruiser equivalents that have 2 hulls each, or we're going to be 4 1-hull ships and 1 2-hull ships or we're going to be 2 3-hull ships or something like that. And they can basically merge and coalesce and split apart and do all sorts of wacky things like that. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to get to that point this evening. I'm kind of hoping I don't, because that'll give me a few more days to get my head around the rules. And also, I mean, this stream really is going to be about 2 hours long. I'll probably finish around 10:30 or something, because it's a Monday and I don't want to have a late night, basically. I'll do that on, I can finish it off on Friday when I've got more time then. But, we can at least get the initial exploration phase out of the way today, hopefully. And we'll see where we end up, and see if we can decipher how they're going to work. So what you see with the tiles on them, so everything from here up to here is the board. So everything around, all the hexes outside are nothing. They're inaccessible. They're beyond the edge of the board. Even the hexes over here, these are empty completely. I should probably mark them with something. What can I mark them with? Maybe some number counters. I'll just mark these like that so we don't confuse them with places that we're supposed to be when we're not. I have to reach over a bit just to do this, but there we go. How's that looking? Right, so that's denoting the edge of the board. And I could put some on this side as well, I suppose, but I think it's pretty obvious. Hopefully I don't need that many 1 counters, but we'll see. There we go. Right, that should do it. So one interesting thing that the replicators do is that they always have initiative unless I pay 15 construction points in my economic phase, and then I can take that away from them. But otherwise, they're always going to go first. So it seems a bit like, at this point, it seems that I don't really want to do that, because I don't care if they go first because they're miles away. But we'll see how that goes. So let's get going then. I think I've explained most of the weird things. Oh yeah, also I am in the deep space hexes. If there are barren planets this time, I am putting down alien races on them, and that's basically you draw 4 of these alien ships, and they have something on the flip side of them. You draw 4 of them per planet, and they just sit there and get in the way, essentially. and you have to fight them if you want to. You basically have to kill them all to take the planet and colonize it. But they are understandably a little paranoid because they're surrounded by, on the one hand, completely unemotional replicating machines that just want to consume them and everything they own, and on the other hand, they've got me, and I'm one of those psychotic space empires that just want to blow everything up and take everything. So I can't really blame them for being violently defensive, but that's what we got. Right. So let's see if we can figure this out. So this is going to be, at least the replicator phase, is going to be quite a bit of a flicking back and forth in the rules as I try and figure out how they work. One interesting thing about them, also you'll notice their homeworld here, Alpha, is just has full on it, and their planets have either full or start, and that's it. They don't have colony. They don't go through that ranking of, drop a colony ship, then go 1, then 3, then 5, like we do. They can put any ship. They don't even have colony ships. They just put any of their ships down on a planet, and then it will become a colony because they're just, they're all kind of interchangeable and consume everything and become what they need. So they're going to get quite a lot of colonies going straight away, and each of their colonies can then produce ships. They just sort of bud them off of them or something, however they replicate stuff. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So first thing is, let's see what the replicators do, because they start off. So we've got the same sequence of play generally, which is move, combat, and then explore. Except they're going first, then I'm going, and then we're going to go to turn 2, then they go, then I go, then we go to turn 3, then they go, then I go, and then we both have our economic phases. And the thing is, as you may have gathered, I've got 2 different production sheets to have to figure out here, so it's going to go a bit slower. So this isn't going to be a great, I know exactly what I'm doing kind of playthrough. I figured it might be interesting though to just give it a go, and at worst it'll be a complete disaster, and at best I might actually manage to get somewhere with it, but hopefully it will be fun, and I can give it another crack at a later date as well, and we'll I could be better at it then, hopefully. So, replicators. How do they start moving? They start by exploring a home system hex this turn. So, they start off just by moving their type 0s out. Now, they have move 2. Move 2 is what this is just what they start with. So, move 2, this is the movement chart here. So you have move 1, which is what we had all of last game pretty much, was you just move once in turn 1, once in turn 2, once in turn 3. Move 2, you get 1 hex in move 1, 1 hex in move 2, and then 2 hexes in move 3. And then it adds up, like 3 is you get 2 of 2 and 3, 4 is you get 2 of 1, 2 and 3, and then 5 you get 3 of 3, 2 of 2 and 2 of 1. And then it goes 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. So, you can see with move 7, you could just tear around the board. It would be ridiculous, but I've never seen anyone get that. We don't usually go for move technology, and I don't know if that's a failing on our part. There's just so much stuff that you have to buy. tends to get left by the wayside because you want to get more attacking tech and stuff like that. But they are starting anyway with move 2, so that means in turn 3 they're going to get 2 moves. So first up then we're going to send them off, and we're going to put 1 in each direction, I guess. Sorry, we're going to put them there, I guess. So we do the move, we do the combat. There isn't any combat. Oh yeah, the flagship is going to head out here, I guess. And we flip things over. We get asteroids. We've got mineral, that's absorbed immediately. And that's a mineral 10 because they have mineral 10s on their things, and that's a mineral 10. Wow, so they've already got a head start of 25 there, which is quite impressive. So let's see what absorbing minerals do. They immediately gain the CP for the mineral, and the mineral is removed. They don't have to stop and pick it up, they just, you know, move into it and go munch. So that's pretty impressive. So they just pick it up straight away. I don't know if I have to note it down right away or if I just can leave it till the economic phase, because I don't think they do anything else otherwise. So we'll just leave it there. We'll add it up in the economic phase. So that's their turn 1. So I can see they're actually going to, with 5 ships, they're going to just explore everything. Because now they can go that one there, this one here, this one here, this one here, and so on. And that one there. And you know, they've already explored half their space, so it may be like turn 3 or 4 where I'm actually going to meet them, because their strategy is to explore their entire space first, and then they start doing this weird forming into fleets and start sending out exploration ships to systematically map all the deep space hexes, and then meanwhile another of their ships is trying to make a pathway into my space, and then they're all going to go, you know, descending into that and annihilating me. So that's them. Now me. Now remember, we got a black hole in here somewhere, and I just realized something that I was supposed to do. So another thing that Close Encounters introduces is the 30 value homeworld. So the default value from before was 20, but we've got a 30 value now. So we're going to start off with 30 CPs, which is nice. Right, I am going to send a scout there, a scout there, a scout there, and hopefully we're not going to run into a black hole or anything, because that would be a pain. Do I want to send colony ships out as well? I've got one extra, I might as well just send them out with them. And if one does turn out to be a black hole, then yeah, that sucks. But I'm just going to replace this, by the way, with an asteroid hex, because that's what they found. Right, I'm going to flip these over. Asteroids. Oh, we found a planet. And we found another planet. Now, interestingly, all of the replicator planets are named after letters of the Greek alphabet. I happen to have a planet here that is also named after a letter of the Greek alphabet, but it's one they don't have. So I have discovered asteroids. that's this lot. Oops. Yeah, fingers. Alright, so that's you lot. I don't know if no, I didn't have any asteroids in that one. Right, so that's asteroids. This is Tempe, or Temp. Tempe, maybe. So this is here. Got a planet right on my doorstep, which is nice. Colony ship is going to immediately land on that one. My scout is in orbit. And we have planet Psi, so that's the Greek letter one. I don't know what the naming scheme of this lot, the yellow guys, are. They've got like Vega and Arcturus and things like that, but then they've also got Psi and Tempe and, you know, Aslak and Bendon and Haldir. I'm not entirely sure what all that is. So colony ship here is going to land as well. So now we have secured 2 planets for Team Yellow. And I think that's it for now. Turn 1. So on to turn 2. Now, they didn't get any research points for discovering asteroids or anything, did they? I don't think they did. No, they have to find the ship, so they're fine. I don't know what alien ships count as then. Non-player aliens, 1 research point. Alright, so they're going to keep spreading out as described earlier. I think they're going to go there. Right, so they're moving out 1 more, so they just picked up 3 minerals here. They're going to pick up another asteroid, another mineral, wow. We got a planet, a nebula, and a mineral. So 3 more minerals. They're going to have a huge pile of that to get going with. That's going to be quite terrifying. So if anyone is watching this and has played this before and knows how replicators are supposed to work, do say something in the chat, please. Like, make yourself known, and please let me know if I'm doing anything wrong, because I have no idea what I'm doing here. But just following what the rules say, fingers crossed, it's the right thing. So you're that. This is Delta, which coincidentally is the one on top. So this guy is going to immediately turn into a colony. I'll look that up in a second. This is a nebula. And they like nebulas, apparently. They like to hide in asteroid belts and nebulas because they don't. I don't think they. Well, they don't have defense technology or anything. They just do their thing. But of course, everyone else has defense technology. So, and this one's just nothing. Basically, I should possibly have the counters underneath their ships, but there's no like hidden information here apparently. So player ships are always face up. and the player's available technology is always known to the Replicator AI for the purposes of making AI decisions. But they don't get their research points until they actually kind of encounter the ship. So, right. So we're amassing quite the pile of stuff there. Ship colonizes it immediately. When they colonize, what do they do? So they can colonize normal and barren planets. So there's no difference there. Any replicator ship can colonize a planet by removing the ship and placing a colony marker on the planet on the start size. Oh, right, sorry. They do grow at a normal rate. They just start at 1, then they go to 3, and then they... Well, hang on. They grow exactly the same as non-replicated colonies. At the end of the first economic phase, following the formation of the colony, a colony 1 growth marker is placed on the colony. And then when they get to 5, they become full. So, they basically... colonize the planet by removing the ship and placing a colony marker on the planet on the colony start side. Okay, well, I don't know what that is exactly, but I'm just going to put the ship there. I'll like flip the ship over like that, and then we'll know that that's a colony. I guess it's like the flip side of these maybe, but anyway, okay, well that's colonizing then. So back to me. Right. Well, I've got a colony ship there, now I can't send out a colony ship into the unexplored hex, and I can't send out a miner there either. So I'm gonna send one more colony ship out here, and one out this way. And I guess my flagship is going to go with them. And then my scouts are going to go out one more here, and then we'll see what they got. So that's a mineral 5. That's a mineral 5, and we found another planet, Valhalla. There we go. Planet Valhalla, which we don't have anything on at the moment, so we just leave the planet there. But we can send a colony ship out that way, and if only I had done that, because next turn they could have landed on it. But send them out this way and not that way, because I didn't think there'd be anything there. So we got 2 mineral 5s here as well, so the miner's going in the right direction at least. But yeah, we're a bit stuck there. We're not going to be able to get Valhalla this turn. So next thing then, we're on turn 3, because that's all of my things. Next turn we're going to spread out even more. So this guy is going to go down here. Now they're not going to go further here. So he's going to go over this way, and then these guys are going to go this way. And then we'll see what we find. We have a planet, a mineral, an asteroid, and another planet. And that's a rather lucrative thing for them. So Epsilon and Kappa. I mean, not that there's any difference between any of these planets on the replicator side, to be honest, but they look different. So Epsilon here has a new friend, and they are going to immediately colonize. Kappa over here has a new friend as well. The verdant paradise world of Kappa, shortly to become an industrial hellhole. There we go. I suppose hang on, they've got they do have their own funky little markers, don't they? I think what they mean by put a colony marker down is just leave it like that with a colony start thing on, but I'll do it this way because it just means that I know that I haven't forgotten to do anything with that. And then I can flip that over and turn it into or flip that and turn it into a 1. And then we've got beta over here. So they've already found 4 planets. That's quite good going for them. And they're already starting a colony. So that's interesting. And then we got an asteroid field over here. Flip here. So they haven't found anything interesting there. Okay, cool. Interesting. And then it's my turn 3, and then we get to the first economic phase where we start figuring out what's going on. Well, this colony ship is going to go here. Sorry, not that one. The one that's in orbit is going to go there. Then Scout's going to move there. This Scout's going to move there. These are landed. Flagship is going to stay put. Because the Scout's going to go there. The Miner's going to go grab this. And do I want to risk the colony ship going in there? Sure, I'll risk the colony ship going in there. And we'll see what happens. And I'll send this one off up that way as well. In fact, I think I'm going to move the BV over there. So I think also, yeah, I forgot the move to thing, but I think they can't do that because they can't. You have to move into the next explorable hex, basically. So you can't just sort of go through an unexplored hex and then go through another one. So that's fine. Right. So what we got? We got a mineral, so that's another non-disaster. That's good. And we got a nebula, and we've got another planet. They're all over here. Dagnabbit. Right, so you have planet Haldir over here, and you have a nebula over here, and all my colony ships are going in the wrong direction. That's a great sign. Well, you can still go that way, but yeah, it's not ideal. 2 more going up that way. Okay, that's the end of turn 3, and that's the start of the economic phase, which I now have to figure out. So how does this work? Let's see if we can figure out the replicators first, shall we? So blah blah blah. So yeah, they have this weird they've got this weird sheet which is completely unlike all the normal ones. So we've got carryover from last turn at the top. We've got mineral CPs, alien tech card CPs, which we're not using, hiring pirates, we're not using those either, a turn order bid, which they don't bid for in the solitaire game, I believe. And then they've got this subtotal of research points purchased, move tech, explore. They can build another hull at their home world for 8 points. They could theoretically buy a point defense scan or sweep, but they've already got those in the solitaire game. So like they don't really spend construction points like we do. You know, the CPs are extra stuff that they get from picking up minerals and so on. Normally they would actually just get research points, which they accumulate down here by ticking all this stuff off. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 at least research points available, because it all depends on what they see, what they've encountered, and what they've assimilated, to add to the collective. But in practice, they you can't actually have more than 15 research points in total. So once 15 of those boxes are, all these little boxes here where it says cruisers, battle cruisers, whatever they've encountered, what technology they have as well counts. So which is dangerous, because essentially if you send a cruiser with attack 2 and defense 2, and they've never seen that before, they tick that off, and they tick 1 and 2 off, and they tick defense 1 and 2 off, so they get 5 more research points, which lets them suddenly build from a type 4 ship with E5, suddenly they can build a type 9 which has D6, and so on. So suddenly their capabilities, and they're not building them, they can just become them, so their capabilities become a lot bigger. So you can't throw your most advanced ships at them. So that's going to be interesting. So this mineral goes over there because it's immediately absorbed, even by the flagship. So what they have to begin with is a whopping 10, 30, 10, 20, 30, 40. They've already got 50 CPs just from minerals, which is nuts. Here you go. There's 30 there and 20 here. So that's crazy. I'm not entirely sure what they really are going to do with that. But let's see. So we've got none of that. They don't bid for a turn order or anything. They automatically have initiative. So they start off with 50 CPs on top of, at the moment, no research points. They can buy research points. sure they feel the need to, but let's see. Let's see what it describes for their research. If they have anything. So they're not buying any research by the looks of it, because they're not any of the special types of replicator, because we're not using those. Yeah, it doesn't really have a default. Oh yeah, hang on, where you go. Will spend CP if available to produce an extra hull on their home planet. Okay. So every full planet that they have, so everything that has full on it, so it's a fully developed colony, is going to be able to produce a hull. If we spend 8 CP, we will be able to get another hull. So they're going to spend that already. So that's going to be 8 on that. That's how much that costs. Moves. See, I'm kind of feeling that they should do something with their points, because they're not. It seems a bit weird for them to just go, yeah, we're gonna just sit here and spend 8 points and not get not do anything with the 42 that's left. Let's have a look. I can't get exploration yet. They've already got PD scan and sweep. No limit to the amount of CPs that the replicators can carry over between economic phases. Okay. Well, for now, let's just say that they don't do anything extra with that. So, I mean, they're either going to carry 42 over, or they're going to carry 22 over. I mean, it's ridiculous either way. All right, let's just say that they're not carrying anything over. So they're going to build a hull on their home world, which means they just get another ship, basically. So open my little things here. I just got these handy dandy little boxes for storing things in from a bead shop, because apparently bead shops are really good places to go get plastic bags for games and little storage things like this. So I'm going to, I guess, build a hole there. So yeah, that's we just automatically build a ship, and it's one thing. There's one hull. Right. And then let's do mine now. So my production phase here is going to be a little more straightforward, I guess. So I've got 30 colony points from my home world. None from the minerals because I didn't bring any back. No pipelines, so I got 30 to start with. I've got my 3 scouts, which are 1, 2, 3 maintenance. 27. So essentially I need to bid 15 for turn order if I want to go first. Otherwise they're going first. And with that many mineral points left over, I'm not surprised. They just go, yeah, I'll just go throw in 20 into the turn order bid. Why don't we? Because we're replicators. So, what technology do I want to buy? Well, I figure right now, ship size 2 would be good. That's going to knock me down to 17. And then I would like to build, if I go for a colony ship and a miner, that's 13. And that is it 13 or 14? Colony ship is 8. Miner is 5. So that is indeed 13. Right. Also, I've got instant upgrades for this game. I'm not doing the having to go back to the bases or the shipyards to refit my ships, etc. So I build myself another colony ship, and I build myself another miner. Theoretically, I do have another 2 miner counters in the box, which I could use if I wanted to build more miners. But for now, I will not. I place my stuff, they place their stuff. We are now going to increase colonies. So this turns into a 1. This turns into a 1. Tempe turns into a 1. And I fear that's the only ones that I can do at the moment. I leave that there for now. And yeah, their guys also turn into 1s, I believe. That's what they said, wasn't it? Yeah. So they get 1s on their worlds. That's a 1. That's a 1. That's the 1. I don't actually know if they have a black hole in their thing, in their home system. What am I looking for? 1s and 3s. There's another one here, isn't there? Yep, you. And you. No, you're alpha. Sorry. Yeah, so I just found 4, didn't I? And the rest were minerals. Okay, right. I think we've got through a turn, quite shockingly. A whole phase 1, whatever we calling these things. Right. Back to the top. So replicators go first again, and they are going to continue to expand outwards, although That's interesting because they suddenly don't have all their ships. So they have a pretty rapid burst of colonization initially. Yeah, interesting. So they suddenly slow down then, really, don't they? I mean, the flagship can explore. The one that just was created at Alpha can explore. Although he's got to get to the neighbouring worlds. That guy is still around though, because he's on asteroids. Well, the flagship's going to go that way. He's going to come out and head like this way, and he's going to move over there and explore that hex. Yeah. All right. Reveal. We found a barren world. The flagship has found that. Not that it cares. We found another world out here. So we found Theta and we found Omega. Omega is the barren world. So we will stick our flagship there. Their flagship isn't going to colonize, I believe. And then what was that? Theta. Where's Theta? Theta is going to get colonized though. So we stick you down on that. I'm pretty sure that colony start is fine, but I just want to do that so that I don't think I've forgotten to do anything with that. Right. So let me just double check that flagship thing. I'm pretty sure that they don't colonize. Otherwise that would be kind of silly, really. I'm going to say they don't anyway, but they're not going to use their thing. It can be used to colonize a planet, but it will never be replaced if destroyed or removed. So I think they're not going to be complete idiots, unless the solo thing says otherwise. Yeah. Replicator flagship is always face up and will never colonize a planet. So, there we go. Right, okay. That was their turn one then, wasn't it? Interesting. So, at the end of this phase, those colonies are going to go up to 3. At the end of the next phase, those are going to go up to 5. So in the 4th phase, all of these colonies are going to start being able to produce ships because they'll be at full. And so there's going to be a big burst of stuff happening. Interesting. Alright. Meanwhile, back in Yellowland, what am I going to do? He's going to move over here. 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 He's going to move back here. Yeah, probably should have built a scout, because he's going to move over there and not explore anything. Right, okay, flip. We got a planet and another nebula. Good. So far, our scouts are surviving. And we got the planet Benden. Blah 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 Benden. Okay. But no colony ship for you at the moment. We kind of neat. I mean, it's another layer of complexity, but it would be kind of neat if the planets were actually different. Like, some of them gave you more colony points than others, or construction points than others, or some other wacky ability, I don't know. Could make things a little bit more interesting, but yeah, I guess you'd have to allocate properties to a specific planet, like, you know, Bendham has a particularly powerful magnetic field, get 1 defense level or something. I mean, that's probably horribly unbalanced, but something like that anyway. I suppose the trick would be to try to do it in a way that would be balanced, and that would be interesting. Okay, so I think I've moved all my stuff for that turn, so now it's turn 2. Still exploring out here. He's going to come up here. They're going to go over there. Sorry, no, he's not going to go over there. He's colonizing. So he's going to go over there. And the flagship's just going to go systematic here. Like a good robot. So here we have found planet Yoda, or Iota as the English call it. Which is completely not how we pronounce it, but that's never stopped the English speaking world from mangling the Greek language. So we have found the planet Yoda. Again, not colonizing it because I'm not wasting my flagship, thank you very much. Okay, I am going to move my guys down here. Scout into that hex. I'm kind of a bit leery of using my flagship, because I don't think they have exploration tech built in. Could have a look, because I can get the rule book online here. Let's have a look. Let's see. I was just looking at it a minute ago. Where are we? Close encounters. Rule book. Empty. There we go. And flagships. No, they don't start with that. They colony can be fitted with exploration once you get the tech, but they don't start off with it or anything. So yeah, so I'm a bit leery of sending my flagship into a unexplored hex because that might destroy him. So these guys are going to move up here. I think I'm going to move him up there. So we'll just leave that there. I'm going to move this miner here. I'm going to move this miner here. So he's dropped off his minerals. And I'm going to move this colony ship here. I'm going to move this colony ship here as well, but this one's going to land on Valhalla. And this one's passing through. And this one's guess he's going this way, because I mean there's a Bendon's got to get colonized somehow. Right, flip, mineral. Oh, okay, lots of minerals lying around then. Target rich environment. Interesting. Okay. Well, he's picked this mineral up anyway. Right. I suppose you can just pop out there and come back there. Yeah. Right. Okay. Turn 3 then, I believe. So I've got a colony coming. Still nothing out here. I've got to decide if I want to build exploration as well, because that could be quite useful here. Yeah. So basically, my flagship, once I get exploration, my flagship is counting as a exploration capable ship like a cruiser. All right. Turn 3 then. I guess he's going to pop down there, and he's going to pop into here. So flip, that's a nebula, and that's another planet, that's Zeta. Flagship's doing quite well in terms of finding worlds, but he's not feeling like he's going to sacrifice himself in order to colonize them. So like the rate that this thing has spread is ridiculous. I mean, they've explored most of their space already, and I'm down to like just this little corner basically. Right. So what we got here? That's their turn. My turn is okay, let's do the miners. Miners gonna drop this off here. Miners gonna go out and pick that up. Okay, miners done. Haldir is going to get colonized by my colony ship. Scout 1's going to move up there. Scout 3 is going to move over there. Colony ship's going to move over there. Colony ship's going to move down there. He's going to move over here. The idea is that they're going to move around. He's going to move up there and then go across here, hopefully, if that's not going to destroy him. Again, flagship is not going to move. So, flip. Hey, we found the black hole. Right, flagship can move after that. Dice rolling, yay! So I gotta roll a 1 to 6. Sorry, a 0 dude there. And the ship survives, otherwise it doesn't. It survives! Cool, okay. Well, we know where the black hole is, so we can be a bit less paranoid. And what else then? So colony ship is like screeches to a halt. Nope. Scouts going, don't go here. Bad. Another mineral. And I believe that's it, right? Okay. Alright. Excellent stuff. Right. Well, let's do theirs first. So they found pretty much all their minerals in the first turn, I think, didn't they? They haven't found any more. It's just been planets. So that's interesting. So carry over from last turn, 42. Anything gained this turn, 0. Nothing, 42. See, it says like it only purchases the extra stuff. A, after the 4th economic phase, and B, only if they're special kinds of replicators, which they're not. Yeah, they're not going to buy move tech or research points or extra hulls or anything else. See, I think yeah, this stuff's like it relies on them having cards, and I'm not using those here, so I don't know if I really should just pick one of them or just do one of these random ones when we get to that stage. Otherwise, they're just going to be sitting on a ton of construction points and nothing to do with them. So, well, at the moment, we're going to just spend 8 on an extra hull for the home world. So let's do that. So home world builds another hull, and that's it for them. Well, I mean, we'll flip their colonies over as well here. So Theta has now become a full-blown colony, or not full-blown, but an actual colony rather than a big metallic mess that's spreading itself out over the planet. The other ones don't have their ships though, so yeah, I suppose that ship could have flown over this way and gone start to colonize Omega, maybe. But okay, that's them done essentially. We're going to get to the interesting part soon, because all of their hexes are going to be explored pretty quickly. There is still one more planet out here. This is the only planet left, Gamma. So we'll see where that is. Meanwhile, back in the human world, at least the non-replicator world, we've got 4 left over from last turn. So we got 10 minerals from our mining, which seems quite pathetic compared to the replicator one. We've got 2 active colonies, so that's 32 colony points, 10 minerals, no pipelines, 36, 46 points. That's a nicer, definitely a nicer value. The flagship does not have any maintenance, by the way, neither do the miners or the colony ships. So we still got our 3 scouts. That's 3, so we're at 43. Kind of thinking exploration might be nice, but attack and defense might be good. We do need, so ship size 3 is cruisers, 2 is destroyers. We got 43 points. Field defense 1 would be nice. Alright. Not at this stage. Let's do that next turn. Let's get exploration, because then we can see what's in these hexes. So that brings us down to 43 to 28, I believe. Yes. If we took another 20 for like defense, that would be reasonably nice, wouldn't it? We would have 8 left, and we would be building a... I don't think I need to build a colony ship quite yet, but there's going to be a bunch of planets over here probably. I've already got one spare one here for whenever this is, if either one, I suppose he's going for Bendon, but could build another colony ship. Theoretically, you could build another miner, because I do have the counter for that. Only got 5 minerals there, though. Forget at the moment. Oh, I got this one, I suppose. Build some more scouts. Or I could get the ship size. Get the ship size 3. That's another 15. So that brings you down to 13. And then I can build a colony ship and a scout. Sure. That's 11. So that's 2 left over. Yeah, okay. I'll build a colony ship and a scout. Scouts, where are you? Over here. So that's me. So they built their hull on their full world. I've built mine here. Sorry, this one was new. These ones need to flip. I didn't flip them over. So now they're at 3s. So next turn they're going to be full strength, and then they're going to start building ships. It'll be quite interesting to see what they do. Right. I believe that's all them, and then I flip my guys over to a 3 as well. Oops. And then I've got these 2 flipping to 1s because they are newly established. There we go. I think that's it. Okay. So I have exploration tech now. So just so you can see what we're doing here. So this is where we're at with me. So far I've got ship size 2 and 3, and I've got exploration 1. And this is where we're at with the replicators. They've just got 34 points left over on their thing. And they haven't encountered any ships or anything yet, so they're fine. Yeah, see, it's weird because like the auto rules, like they just say the first three phases they're just going to concentrate on building ships, but they could have bought a research point for 30 in the first phase. That would have been quite useful. I suppose they couldn't build a second one, would they? Because they haven't got anything to accumulate. Haven't had anything to accumulate more CPs. No more mining stuff. Okay. Well, that's turn 3. That's that's not turn 3. Economic phase 2. So now we're going to start turn 3. And we'll see what happens. So they're still going first. Quite intrigued here. They really spread out. So they still have this guy over here is exploring. This guy probably is actually going to head for this direction, because they can basically go 1, 2, and then they do a double move in their third phase or third turn and get to Omega or Omega, and then the flagship is gonna pop into here and see what's up. So this one is a mineral, which is immediately absorbed, and we'll put that over there. That's a mineral 10. Awesome. And we found Gamma. So the flagship single-handedly found, what, 4 planets, and did not assimilate any of them, but just left a note for its brothers and sisters, or whatever you want to call these things. Comrades, co-robots, I don't know, but left a note for them to come and absorb them and wipe out the populations, etc. As you do, or absorb the populations. So 2 more things to get. They've just got these 2, and then we're going to get into the second phase of their development, which is making fleets. And that's quite interesting, because like the end of this phase, there's going to be quite a few worlds that are going to be capable of producing ships. Interesting. Okay. That's probably not going to be good for me. So, turn 1. Let's see. You're going to just blindly go in here. You're going to go here and colonize Bendon. You're returning that here. You're heading out here to pick this up. You're going over here. I guess you're coming down here. You're popping over there. The flagship is going to use its exploration tech now to have a peek at this counter in J7, and that is minerals. So yes, he's going to move into there. Colony ship. Suppose if he moves there, you can either move into this one if it's a planet, or you can just change course and go over there if that's a planet, but that will be probably the best idea. And this one's going to move down here as well, where the flagship is. So, what do we got? Flip. Aha, we have a planet. We have another mineral. And we have another planet. So we've got Draconis, which is our barren planet. That goes down here. Discovered by scout ship number 4. Vega, which is an actual colony world, or colonizable world, is here. So we've got 2 more planets, and I think that's it. We've got 2 black holes here, I don't know why, but maybe I need another asteroid or something. I don't know. Right, so what we got? We've got planets. Nothing colonizable though. A whole load of minerals over there though. Right. Well, so far so good. I mean, there isn't going to be any more threats out here anyway, so I could actually get the flagship out here, and then they can start scanning these deep space hexes. Okay. Turn number 2. So I think all we have left to do is that, and this for our replicator friends. This is a nebula. Nebula. So this one found nothing much out here. Beta is in a cloud here, basically surrounded by nebulae. This one we didn't flip over yet. That's a mineral, that's instantly absorbed. We got another 15. That's all of their space. At least all of their space explored. Now that changes now. So after all home system hexes are explored, non-exploration ships will form into fleets. Form fleets, move ships, not in fleets. So yeah, the first fleet to be formed is in the hex of the ship that is closest to the exploration ship that is attempting to create a path to human space. Well, we haven't done that yet, so I'm trying to see how this works. There's the layout of this is a bit weird. There's a point now, like right now, there's exploration ships will start to appear. And I'm just trying to see where that's described. I moved all the other ships there though, right? So that's all good, right? So bear with me a second. I peruse the manual. Okay. There was a thing. Right, the economic phase after the last replicator home system hex is explored, is when things start happening. Right, okay, right, got it. Right, so it's not happening quite yet. Right, my phase now. I'm gonna move. I suppose it really would have been better if this scout had moved over there, really, wouldn't it? But sure, we'll move that scout there, that colony ship over here, the flagship out to there, and that can be joined by the scout. This guy has got nothing to do. We don't have terraforming, so I can't colonize Draconis, but he's going to go this way. But there's still at least 2 planets out here. So that's going to be handy. He's going to come over here. Miner's going to... This one's going to come out from here. This one's going to come out and pick this up. This scout's going to come back over here. No, in fact, you know what? That scout's going to go in here and live dangerously. Oh, there might be doomsday machines in here. Actually, I think it says we don't use those. Yeah, so if I find a doomsday machine, it's just going to be an empty hex. Because I forgot to take those out, I think. Oh, no, I did take them out, so I shouldn't find them. So, alright, I think I've moved everything. So, he's moved up there, though, so he's not going to be able to explore. Because you have to do the explore scan before you move. Right, so, this is a mineral. This too is a mineral. This, that's not good. So this is a deep space barren planet, and now deep space barren planets are not uninhabited. They are inhabited by aliens who do not want us to be around. So this scout is now actually in combat. So let's see what happens with this. It's over here, sorry. And that can just go here, I guess. Right. So we pick 4 ships at random from this pile of alien ships that I have here. I don't know what these are. We'll flip them over. They are ugly. 3 5.2s, which are I guess cruiser-like things, and the D41, which is kind of a destroyer type thing. Either way, they somewhat massively outnumber this guy, and outfire him as well. Let's just roll. So at the moment, C goes before D, goes before E. We got 3 of the alien cruisers, which are the C ships, rolling a 5 to hit. I believe they don't have, well, it doesn't matter what tactics they have at the moment, but yeah, 5 to hit. Any hit will kill the scout. 0, 9, and ooh, a 9. Get a load of that. They all missed. But will the destroyer miss? He needs a 4. And got a 0. Wow. Interesting. What are my options? So amazingly, the scout survived the first onslaught there. Oh, they all have tactics of 1 as well. Not that that matters. Remind me of the rules about retreating rulebook. Anytime after the first firing round, the ship may choose to retreat instead of firing. So it basically has to survive the next firing round, which is very unlikely. But we will see. Scout's gonna take a pot shot. They all actually have 1 hull, interestingly, but they've also got 1 defense. So he's gonna have to roll a 2 to hit any of them. Oh well, a 2 to hit the destroyer type ship, and a 1 to hit the cruiser type ship, because they've got a defense of 2. So he's gonna go for the destroyer type ship. So he needs a 3. No, a 2. Sorry, a 2 to hit that. Oh, he rolled a 3. Narrowly misses. He's like desperately hitting the firing button. Like, does this thing even have cannons? But it may be over now, because the 3 ships, the 3 cruiser types are gonna roll, and they need a 5. Oh my god, 9, 7, 6. So they missed. Alien ship, alien destroyer here is gonna roll, and they need a 4. 8. Scout is gonna run away. Amazing. That's ridiculous. I suppose the odds weren't terribly in their favor, because they're not that great, but wow. Yeah. So Scout retreats, runs away back to a safe hex, and goes, "Hey guys, don't go in there unless you've got really big cruisers. Thank you." Wow, that's amazing. I'm quite impressed with that one. What else? Was that everything? I think that was everything, wasn't it? Okay. Turn number 3. Let's turn around and just see that the double check that everything is going okay here on the stream. It is. Right. Turn number 3. So now what does a replicator do? Well, once all home system hexes are explored, non-exploration ships form into fleets. Form fleets if necessary. Right, well they're not. There's no exploration ships around at the moment. Move ships not in fleet. I think what's going to happen is this one's going to move 2 because it's got move 2 technology. This one's going to move 2 over there, and I think the flagship's just going to hop over when it's 2 over there. So this one's going to set down on Omega to colonize it and start assimilating it. That's probably what's going to happen, because I think they're going to want to colonize these worlds before they do other things, because they have these missions that take precedence over normal ship moves. So that's what they're going to do. And then on my turn 3, I'm going to... what am I going to do? Okay, he's going to... all he can do is just come back here, like, because this world's not done yet. He's going to come out over there. He's still feeling brave, so he's going to go into there. So they've moved. That's not going anywhere, that's not going anywhere. Just can stay there, I suppose. He's going there, they're going there. They're going here. Yeah, you might as well hang out with the flagship there. Or just go out in another direction. Sure, why not? He can go out here. Flagship is going to use his exploration tech to scan that. And it's minerals. Minerals 10. And then he's going to move into there. Cool. I think that's everything. So start over here. Scout 3 has found asteroids. I knew that was the other one that I needed. So Scout 3 has found asteroids. Scout 4 down here has found Arcturus. That's another planet. Right where the colony ship is going to be next turn. So that's nice because you can move down from Vega to Arcturus. Sorry, he's still there. So our hapless deep space explorers over here though. Scout 2 has found a nebula. He lives to explore another day. And Scout 1, he found a danger. He has been destroyed by a yellow swirly thing and was never heard of again. Our first casualty. No, Scout 1. You did so well running away from the alien fleet on their home world, and then you blundered into a swirly spatial anomaly and were never heard from again. Alas. Hats off for Scout 1. Right. We had a bit of combat there. It was interesting. And that's the end of that turn. We're getting to 10 o'clock now. I probably shouldn't carry on for much longer. I might do one more turn, because I'm curious to see what happens with this lot up here. So Replicators, they have actually found some minerals. We've got another 15 of those. So we've got 34 plus 15 is 49. And then blank, blank, blank. 49. Again, they're all it says that they should do is all it says they should ever do is do a homeworld hull, which seems really naff. I think I kind of almost want to just get them a research point now, because they need 2 to start building better ships anyway. They might as well get 1 now. Yeah, but you know what? It says for the first 3, no matter what, they're going to just build hulls. So I think that is all they're going to do. Yeah. Alright. So that's what they're going to do. They're just going to spend another 8 and build a hull on the homeworld there. Pop. There we go. And then these are going to upgrade to full. They flip over and become full. Epsilon and Kappa and Delta have been fully assimilated into the collective, as has Beta. And Theta is on its way, and Omega joins the collective. Not that there's anyone there to join because it's a barren planet. I suppose there probably were alien ships there, and they just went, yeah, no, we're taking you over, mate. Now you will service us. Right, there's still 3 planets that haven't been touched yet though, so I need to get onto them. But next turn, these are going to start making hulls, because they're not going to do that now because they just converted at the end of the economic phase. So now suddenly we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hulls generating there. Okay, and then my own yellow empire here. What are we going to do? Well, we have 2 left over. We have 33, 36, 37, 38, and that's it. But we also have 5 minerals collected earlier on, so that is 43 in total. So ships, we now have 3 scouts, because Scout 2 is here, Scout 3 is there, Scout 4 is there, and Scout 1 was, I don't know, whisked to another dimension. So we got 3 maintenance still, so we got 40 points remaining. I'm looking at tech should we get? Shipyard might be nice. Could go for the advanced construction, because advanced construction's a new thing in Replicators that lets us build better versions of the existing ships, and advanced construction lets us build, only costs 10 CP, but it lets us build DDX ships, so they're advanced destroyers, and advanced bases. We can research tractor beams and shield projectors, but they can only be mounted on battleships and dreadnoughts. And I think tractor beams stops ships from retreating, which isn't going to happen here anyway. And shield projectors, I don't know what those do. Protect somehow. They somehow protect ships. I don't know where that's described. See unique ships, you say. Where's unique ships? There's a unique ship somewhere. Oh, I think they're in the... Oh, no, they're in Close Encounters, I think. So I can't do that anyway. But it might be worth it for... might be worth it for the advanced destroyers. Let's have a look at what their stats are. I'm going to dig out the counter sheet. So, where are they? Are they anywhere? Yeah. I don't think they've got counters. There's an SCX. Right, I don't think they have... Yeah, they don't have different counters. So, what that does... So the advanced bases just have scanning technology. They can also be built in any hex connected to a colony via an MS pipeline, even if there is no planet there. Ooh. So it's literally like a starbase then. Wow, that's kind of cool. And the DDXs are the same as destroyers, although they have to be built as such. They can't. The normal destroyers can't be upgraded to them. They have to be built from scratch. They can be equipped with one more level of attack and defense than their hull size would normally allow, and they can have fast 2 technology if researched, which I think lets them move an extra hex in the first turn, I think. And they're all equipped with heavy warheads, see unique ships. Alright, well I don't know what those are, so that's kind of pointless. But advanced bases could be nice. If I had MS pipelines, which I don't, so okay, maybe not then. Maybe I'll need to wait till I get Close Encounters for that. Yes, I think also I think what I'm going to do is actually just finish this phase and leave it at that. I'll do the next. Yeah, we'll start from phase 4 on Friday, and then I'll have a couple of evenings that I can go over the rules a bit more, because we're going to get into the more advanced phases of this then. Yeah, okay, so let me figure out my tech here. 40 points. Mines could be interesting. That's 30 though. Terraforming, I could get that. I think I'm gonna have to just go like screw it. I need something. I need to start doing something to work on my attack and defense here. So I'm gonna go for defense 1. Which is 20 points. And then I think I can build a cruiser for 12. Could get shipyard tech. That's just going to use all of my things. Maybe I'll get shipyards next turn. Yeah. Yeah, I'll stick with defense 1, and I will build a cruiser. What else can I build for 8? I mean, I could just build a shipyard. I mean, that needs something useful. Don't know where. I mean, that's right next to it. That's right next to the home world. My home world's called Vazir, by the way. That could be an option, but that's all way over there. But I suppose I could build a shipyard here. And if I built a shipyard there, what was that? I think we looked this up. Can we build in the same turn that we build a shipyard? I think we can't. But I should double check. Yeah. Yeah, they may not be used to build units the turn they are built. But I'm just thinking that could mean that I could build a shipyard over here, and I can build a miner there that can mop that lot up. That would be nice. If these two don't get to it, or at least they can. Yeah, maybe we can do something with that anyway. Yeah, let's do a cruiser. And a shipyard for 6. So that's 18, so 2 left over. That is going to be a cruiser. Where's cruiser? Get out my nice new shiny little box. So cruiser here. And shipyard. Where's my shipyard counters? Over here on. I think I'm going to put it on Haldir. Right. And then what's the thing here? blah blah blah. Right. Now all I do is flip over my colonies and so on. So the 3 flips to a 5. Valhalla turns to a 3. Haldir turns to a 3. Bendon becomes a 1. And Vega becomes a 1. And Arcturus does not, because it doesn't have a ship parked on it. And that's the wrong counter. There we go. Alright. Okay. I think I am going to leave it there. So basically just got through the initial exploration phases and so on. So the less exciting part of the game, we did have a combat, which our valiant scout managed to somehow survive the onslaught. I can imagine him just, the scout ship comes into the system, sees this fleet rising up from the planet, and then just turns tail and books it while being, basically runs away from a massive hail of missiles and laser beams and stuff, all the while screaming. And then, of course, they manage to get back, and then they head off and blunder into a dimensional anomaly and turn into pancakes or something. I don't know. Right. But yeah, we've largely explored our space. We've only got one left, which I'm pretty sure is Aslak, the planet Aslak. That's the only thing we've got left, isn't it? We have started to explore unknown space, but there's still a whole bunch of deep space hexes in the way. This lot are going to start forming up into, they're going to start coalescing into points on the map on their side. So they're going to probably start coalescing around here and here maybe. And then they're going to start, they're going to get 3 exploration ships popping up, probably from here and here and here, I guess. And they're going to start actually exploring all this lot. They're going to do it quite systematically, like literally like this. I think that's what I gathered from the rules. So we'll see how that goes next time. And then see how we fare. So that's that for now. Hope that was interesting. I think I got everything right at this stage. I don't think I've messed anything up. But subsequent stages may be the point where it goes a bit pear-shaped, but like I said, I have a bit more time to go through the rules and ask questions and so on. So hopefully that's proved a little bit interesting so far, at least. Yeah, I hope you can join me on Friday when we get more into it and start seeing the interesting things that the replicator fleets can do. And then I've got to just frantically, I don't know what to do really, because I don't want to build up technology so much, because then I'm just going to hand them a whole bunch of research points and then they're going to suddenly become quite nasty. Yeah, don't know what to do there. Like the rules, they do have some suggestions for a strategy. And it's essentially, they say throw curveballs at the replicators, fighters, mind raiders, in order to keep them away while not giving up too many research points, and giving them a big technology leap all at the same time. So sure, I might do that. I mean, they do already have Well, they have point defense scanners and sweep already, minesweepers. I mean, I could send mines their way. They're not necessarily resistant to it, but they just know that tech. Other option they suggest is racing to Titans as fast as possible, even at the expense of other technology. No. Also because I don't have the Titan rules, because they're in Close Encounters. And the other option is topping out around destroyers and staying there, trying to permanently starve the non-replicator of research points. Doesn't work in multiplayer games and can be defeated by a replicator player who maximizes RP purchase. Yes. Also, there's the possibility of waiting out, because after, I mean, this is way down the line, but after turn 10, the replicator planets are actually going to start depleting, and they're basically going to consume the planet. At the start of economic phase 10, and every economic phase after that, the full colony closest to the replicator homeworld is depleted. When it's depleted, remove both the colony and the planet. Wow. So I think Delta's going to be the first one to go, and then Beta, and probably Alpha, or whatever. What is this? Kappa, sorry. Alpha is the homeworld. Maybe Theta over there. But yeah, like, these are all going to start disappearing, and they'll find it harder to build ships, at least from there. But of course, if they find other planets in here, then they can just start new colonies on that. So it might be a bit staggered, but I don't think that's going to be a particularly viable option. I like the idea, I mean, having just built a cruiser, kind of like the idea of just hanging around at destroyers and only giving them a couple of research points from that, because that means yeah, they'll get two, I think they'll get 2 research points, but if I can try and keep them down at this sort of type 4 level, so you've got the type 2 ships, the type 4s, and they're just E's. They're not that great in terms of their ship stats. If I can keep them down there, that might be good. Because I don't want to get them building these sort of type 9s and type 11s and type 13s and so on that have got, you know, C's and B's and A's and high numbers. But also I don't want the flagship to get very powerful either. So yeah, I probably don't want to go above cruiser for sure. And I don't want to go crazy on my attack and defense tech. Yeah, I may only just get one of those. Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. All right. Well, I'll have a ponder anyway, and we'll see what happens when we engage. Hopefully on Friday we will actually get some fights going. But we do have quite a bit of this space to get through first. And I don't know how quick their exploration is going to be of that. Yeah. Alright, we'll see what happens then. So, thank you for joining me. And I will see you next time. Ta-ta!